Hello, my beautiful friends, and happy May 4th. May the 4th be with you. If you're Star Wars fans at all, you're welcome. I appreciate Star Wars. I'm not a crazy Star Wars person, but I do appreciate it, and I will have no shame in admitting that. So, welcome to our call today. So excited to be here. So excited to chat about what it is that we're chatting about. I have been doing a lot of, I don't want to say like research, but I feel like there is a huge theme going on right now with really, truly just mastering your rituals and your routines to make the most of your life. Let me see. I've got one person who's trying to get in, and I'm trying to let her in, and it's like not working, but hopefully it's going to work. And if not, she'll get to watch the recording. So again, today we're talking about morning and evening rituals and routines. So if you haven't yet, please jump on Audible and listen to the book The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. I promise you it will change your life. Let me text this girl who's trying to get in and tell her to try again real quick. Okay. All right. Hopefully she's able to join. Sorry about that. Okay, so if you haven't yet listened to the book, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, I promise you it will change your life. And you're probably thinking like, okay, there's no way I could be a morning person. Like, that's just not me. I am not going to listen to it because I don't want to wake up early. And yep, that's it. And that's all. It is not a book telling you or shaming you into waking up early. It is a book that teaches you when you start your day, whatever time of day that is, whether you start your day at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 a.m., whatever, this is how you should start your day so that you can be optimizing your mornings and truly, truly making the most of the time that you have. And it says like on the title page, like what you're doing before 8 a.m. So hopefully you are starting it a little bit early just because probably your household is awake before then. But if not, that's okay. So I just want you to know that going into this. Okay. So I listened to The Miracle Morning for the first time when my son was like 10 months old. And okay, that's not true. I listened to The Miracle Morning, I think before I was even a mom. And I listened to it and it kind of like in one ear, out the other, because I wasn't ready for it. I don't want to say mature enough for it, but I don't think I was mature enough for it yet. I listened to it, I heard it, and I did not put anything into practice. Not a single thing. And I heard the concept of affirmations and I was like, nope, my husband's going to think I'm crazy. Nope. I'm not doing that. And I didn't know how to visualize. And meditating, nope, that's weird. And yeah, sure, I'll exercise. I already do that anyways. And read, maybe. I'll probably listen to something on Audible and write. Sure, I'll write in my journal, whatever. But I didn't really make it a daily practice. I didn't like contribute, like do all the things all the days. So then when my son was 10 months old, I listened to it again. And I encouraged my husband to listen to it with me. And he was the one that was actually like, we should really do this. And I was like, wait, what? Like, we should really like do affirmations, like all the weird things. Yeah, we should do it. and we did. And we started doing it together. And like, shame on me for assuming he would think that I was weird for doing that, right? I should have just tried it and asked him. And it was actually him that was like, oh my gosh, we should totally do this. And thou shalt never assume, okay? That's just the first takeaway of this call, right? So it's been, my son's about to turn 4. So it's been like 3 years come next month that I've been actively trying to put into practice the Miracle Morning stuff. And if you're not familiar with it at all, I'll just give you a super brief rundown. I kind of already did, but there's 6 things that he encourages you to do in your mornings. And that is, it's the acronym SAVERS, okay? And it stands for silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, read, and scribe. Okay. And he doesn't give you like a specific formula for like, this is how you must do silence. This is how you must do affirmations. He gives you like ideas, places to start, all the things. And I'll tell you, I've tried to do all 6 of those things for the last 3 years, and it has changed so much. Like I just started somewhere and I just did my best with what I knew. And then I would learn something new and I would like that better and I'd implement it. And then I'd learn something new and I'd like that better and I'd implement it. Or, you know what, I've been trying that for a while. I don't really like it. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to try something new. And I like my morning routine has fluctuated so much over the last 3 years as I've learned new things, as I've practiced new things, as I've tried new things. But those 6 things have remained constant. I've constantly tried new apps to meditate with, or I've like with for the silence practice, or I've switched it to just be prayer or whatever, right? So I want to share with you my current morning routine, because this is like 3 years later, the things that I found, the things that I love, the things that I'm doing in hopes that it helps you. In hopes, I think I said that right, whatever, you get the gist, okay? The first thing I want to tell you is that you do not have to do all 6 of those things in that order. And he talks about that. And even if you do like a 6-minute miracle morning, like you spend 1 minute in silence, 1 minute doing affirmations, 1 minute visualizing, 1 minute exercising, 1 minute of reading, and 1 minute of scribing or writing, right? Like, awesome. Start your day out that way, okay? And we can all carve out 6 minutes of go time. Cool? So you don't have to do them in that order though. You can mix and match and whatever. He just encourages you, like, these are the habits that top performers have. And this is what they're all doing. So I encourage you to do it too, so that you can be a top performer and make the most out of your life, right? And such a good book. Life-changing. Such a good book. Okay. So for me, I found, and this practice is like within the last week that I've like really nailed it down. And I'm like, yes, this is good. I can feel it because it's short, it's concise, and I can get her done. So the very first thing I do is, like, before I go to bed, and this is part of my evening routine, I make sure my AirPods are next to my phone. And I always charge my phone in the bathroom. That's part of the Miracle Morning. That's also part of 5-second rule. If you've never listened to or read that book, to never, never, never put your phone by your bed, so that when you wake up, you have to stand up, go to another place to turn off your alarm, because it makes it a lot easier to actually wake up to your alarm when your phone's not just right there and you're like snooze and you're like, I don't even remember that. Like, I don't remember doing that, right? Who's guilty of that? I know. I know. There's a couple girls on here that are like, yeah, me for sure. So yes, that's the very first thing. I charge my phone in the bathroom, and I've started making sure my AirPods are right next to my phone. So then as soon as my alarm goes off, I go in my bathroom, I put one AirPod in, turn off my alarm first. I put one AirPod in, and then I go to this app called Think Up. Write that down. Hashtag you're welcome. Okay. It's $8 a month. I think it's like $40 for 6 months, or it's $99 for your whole life. And what this app does is you can record yourself doing your affirmations, and you just do one at a time. So if you ever like, I don't really like the way I worded that or whatever, you can change the wording, re-record yourself, and you don't have to re-record all of your affirmations. You just record one at a time, and you can add any at any time. They have affirmations in the app that you can use, and it puts it to music. Okay. I don't know about you, but music is so powerful, and to me, and it is totally like my own personal soundtrack for the life that I want to live. And so, like, I put and I just had a reminder, go live about Think Up. This is Think Up. I'm telling you about it right now. One AirPod in, push play, the music starts, and I can hear my own voice saying, I am so happy and grateful now that, and then I say my affirmation. Every single one of my affirmations starts with those words. I am so happy and grateful now that. And I have behavioral affirmations. I have like goal affirmations. I have vision affirmations. So really this for me doubles as my visualizing. I don't really do anything else as far as like vision goes, except for I do have a vision board in my workout room. It's my living room really, but we bought these. I'll just show you. Field trip, here we go. We bought these things at IKEA, right? They're just these like boards. And then my husband and I created our vision board for what we want. And yep, it's all there, right? So that's another way that I visualize every day, is like, that is what I'm looking at as I work out every single day. But my affirmations and using this Think Up app are also like part of my vision. So for example, like I am so happy and grateful now that my husband and I go on weekly dates and quarterly trips. Hello, Japan, right? Like that's what I say in my affirmation. And I love it because in the Miracle Morning, he talks about repeating your affirmations every day with emotion. And after 3 years of doing affirmations, it's really hard to do them with emotion every single day. But I recorded it with emotion once, and now I can listen to it with emotion every single day. And I love it because I can do my affirmations while I'm doing other things. So like I said, I plug it in and then I brush my teeth. I use the bathroom. I put my workout clothes on. I put on my shoes. I go downstairs and I mix my Energize, right? And then you can set it to like, okay, loop once, loop indefinitely, loop for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, loop twice. There's like so many options for, I just personally have it going for 15 minutes because I've recognized that's how long it takes me to brush my teeth, go to the bathroom, get my workout clothes on, get my shoes on, get my Energize going, clear like the rug in the room, my living room, get it ready, pull up my computer, whatever. While I'm doing all those things, my affirmations are in my ear going. And it is like such a game changer for like, because I'll be real, I'm tired. When my alarm goes off in the morning, I'm tired. But the fact that that has become the first thing I do, and I hear that music and I hear myself saying, I am so happy and grateful now that, and then all these things that I want in my life are going, I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, this is how I make it happen. And it's like so energizing, so rejuvenating, so awesome. So I personally paid the $99 for the rest of my life thing because I'm like, yep. And then I told my husband about it and I was like, you're paying $99 for the rest of your life. Okay, ready, set, go. So that app got like $200 from us in like 2 days. And I don't have any regret about that at all. And it's cool because you can also do like different affirmations. So you can like create a list. So if you want like bedtime affirmations that are specific to like how you're going to sleep and how you're going to wake up and all the things, or like work affirmations or family affirmations, or you can make them all together, whatever. Like the options are endless. Do yourself a favor, get that app. It's game changing. And again, remember 3 years of playing with my morning routine. I'm sharing my favorite things now. Okay. So this is like lots of trial and error, solid. And I'll be real, I got that app idea from this person named Micah. If you're not a coach, you don't know who that is. If you are a coach, that just made the validity of my statement rise like 400%, right? Because Micah's the shiz, okay? And that's what she uses, so okay, I'll use it too. Okay, AirPod in, go downstairs, do my things, right? Then as my pre-workout is kicking in, I sit down on my couch and I pull out my journal. And I write down at least 10 things that I'm grateful for. And that is the first thing that I do as soon as I'm downstairs, okay? Then I do my left-handed statement. Again, if you're not a coach, you don't know what that means. It's another affirmation essentially. And it's not your left-handed statement, it's your non-dominant hand statement. And what that statement is I am so happy and grateful now that I realize my spiritual DNA is perfect and that perfection is within me. I begin each day looking for areas of my life where I want to see that perfection expressed habitually. And you write that every single day with your non-dominant hand. And what that is doing is it is training your brain to push through hard stuff. because it's hard to write with your non-dominant hand. And your brain is just like, what the heck? Why am I doing this? I should just switch, or I should just not do it, or I should just quit, or whatever. But the fact that you're doing it, the fact that you're pushing through, the fact that you're writing it with your non-dominant hand, you're teaching your brain to push through the hard things in your life, to recognize that it is so far from perfect and to keep trying it anyways. And then that statement that you're writing is that your spiritual DNA is perfect, because God, I apologize if you're not a religious person. I am. So hashtag sorry, not sorry. But your spiritual DNA is perfect because God is perfect and God made you and God does not make mistakes, right? So your spiritual DNA is perfect and you have perfection within you. So beginning each day looking for that perfection and looking for areas where you can improve, like that statement and writing it with your non-dominant hand, so powerful. Okay, so affirmations, get ready for the day, energize, 10 things I'm grateful for, non-dominant hand statement. Then I pull out my personal development book. Okay, not on audio, because I love audiobooks all day long. I listen to them, but there's something so powerful about sitting down and reading a physical book. So if you're paying attention to Miracle Morning Savers, I've already done my affirmations and my visualization and my scribe, okay? Because I wrote the 10 gratitude and my left-handed statement. Now I'm moving on to reading, okay? So I read 10 pages of a book or 10 minutes. Depending on the book, I can be a really slow reader because I'm really trying to like read it and not just read it to like, yep, check, done, did it. Like I actually want to get something out of it. So sometimes like it legit takes me half an hour to read 10 pages because I'm highlighting or making notes, or like it takes my brain somewhere and I think of something or whatever. So sometimes, depending on the book, I can bust out 10 pages. Sometimes, depending on the book, I'm like, no, I'm setting a timer for 10 minutes because I cannot spend 30 minutes reading this 10 pages. So that's what I do, 10 pages or 10 minutes of a super awesome personal development book, okay? Then I read my scriptures, and it's the same concept. I either read like one chapter or for 10 minutes, depending on how long or short the chapter is. Sometimes the chapter took me like 2 seconds, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read a little more than that. Sometimes I'm like, holy crap, it's going to take me 45 minutes to read this chapter, so I'm just going to read for 10 minutes, right? It's dependent upon the day. 10 pages, 10 minutes, one chapter, whatever. Cool? Not 10 pages of scriptures. That would take me forever. The next thing I do is I work out. Okay, so now I've accomplished, I lied. I pray. I pray after my scriptures, sometimes before, dependent upon my feelings, right? And that's my silence. So now I've done affirmations, visualization as part of my affirmations, because my affirmations are like a lot about the vision that I have for myself and my family. I have done my scribe. I have done my read. I have done my silence because I said a prayer. And then my last thing I do is I exercise and just push play on the workout that I'm doing. And I have just been like nailing in this routine for like the last week and a half, and doing it in that order. I was doing my left-handed statement and my affirmations my gratitude after I worked out. But I just decided recently to do it all first and then end with exercise. Because I swear, like once I'm sweaty, then I'm like starving, and then I'm like, I gotta like post my sweaty selfie in the group, and then I get distracted on my phone, and then I'm like, crap, it's 10 o'clock and I still haven't done anything. So ending my day with exercise or ending my morning with exercise has really helped me to like put my blinders on, focus on my morning, focus on filling up my cup. Okay, now I've exercised. Okay, now I can go eat and all the things, right? So that is my morning routine. I'm still nailing down my evening routine, but what I'm currently deciding to do is I have this like humidifier that's called, and I like diffuse an oil called Peace and Calming, and add a little bit of lavender to it, like 30 minutes before I go to bed. Hashtag Young Living, right? That's who I'm using right now. And that's like 30 minutes before I go to bed. And then I'm just trying to like, I clean up my downstairs because I know there's a huge difference in my morning when I come downstairs to a clean downstairs versus like oh my gosh, the sink is full of dishes, and it just like already starts my day in like a I'm stressed, I hate everything type of morning. So I gotta have my house clean before I go to bed. And then after it's clean, then I go upstairs, brush my teeth. I haven't yet, but I want to record some bedtime affirmations on the Think Up app that just like talk about, if you Google like bedtime affirmations miracle morning, there's a whole bunch of examples that he lists. I don't like 100% love them, so I'll probably tweak them to make them sound a little bit more like me, but that's a good starting place, right? And I'm planning to listen to those while I brush my teeth, while I like unmake my bed, whatever. And then I want to get better at journaling at night, finding 10 things again that I'm grateful for. And I'm listening to this book called Fear is My Homeboy right now. And she talks about writing down 3 things that you did for your fear practice, like 3 fears that you had. That you were afraid of during that day, but you conquered anyways, and just like truly appreciating like all the times that you pushed yourself outside of your comfort zone that day. So I want to do that. And then ending your day by reading a fiction book and just like letting your brain enjoy that, whatever, and then go to sleep, right? So I haven't really truly implemented that evening routine yet, because I literally just learned about that fear practice thing today in my reading, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. I want to talk about morning and evening routines anyways, and I really like that. So, and like I said, it's always changing. Sometimes I learn new things and I'm like, I like that. But starting your day effectively, ending your day effectively, huge, huge, huge research around like everything else that can happen in the middle of your day, like doesn't matter, because you started and ended your day really solidly. Okay, so now I'm going to turn the time over to 2 of my girls on the call. I asked them to share their morning and evening routine. If you want to talk for 27 minutes, you're amazing, but this will be a really long call if you do. So I'm going to let my girl Laura go first, and then Shalisa, just so that you can hear maybe some different ideas for morning and evening routines, and then we'll close it out. So Laura, I'll pin your video and I'll unmute you and mute myself. Ready, set, go.
Okay. Can everyone hear me? I hope so. Okay, good, thanks. I never know. Okay, so my morning routine, basically I wake up at 5 o'clock every morning. I've started actually waking up before, and recently I think my body's finally gotten used to it, and I wake up before my alarm even goes off now, which is it's a really great feeling when that happens and you're like not exhausted. So that's really good, I think. So my husband and I always wake up at pretty much the same time. We both wake up at 5 together because we have kids, and that's like the only time we have to ourselves if we wake up before them. So we wake up at 5, and I always try, one thing I've started doing is drinking a full, not even glass, like my water bottle full of water before I do anything else in the morning. And that was one thing I learned from the Miracle Morning. And I started doing that after I read that book. So even before I have my coffee in the morning, I drink a full glass of water. My husband, like I said, he gets up with me and he makes coffee, and we sit down and we kind of do our morning routine together. Like I said, it's kind of like we've always done this as long as I can remember, since we've had kids anyway, because it's our time together and that's important to us. We have coffee and we do our devotional, and we read our Bible together every morning and do prayer. We do all that together. And then he goes and starts getting ready for work, and then I do my gratitude journaling, and I write out my goals. And what I do is like I just use like a journal like this. This is just like a blank one. And I started doing this about a year ago, and I write 5 things I'm grateful for every day. And then I write out 10 goals. And then at the bottom, I write the goal I'm going to work on first, either for that day or like, so I'll just give an example. Like, I wrote my 10 goals, and one of my goals is about helping 3 people this month. And so that's the one that I chose to focus on for the day. And that just, to me, it kind of gives me a little more focus for my day when I do that, for me personally. Um, anyway, so I do that. And then after I write out my gratitude and goals and everything, then I go to my workout um, after that. So that's kind of pretty much my morning routine. And then after my workout, then my kids are usually up and do breakfast and get ready for the day. That's pretty much it.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's pin Shalisa so everybody can see her. I'll unmute you. Okay. Oh, maybe. Did you try to unmute yourself? There you go. Okay.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I just finished listening to the Miracle Morning like last week. So last week was like my first full week actually waking up early, yay me, and doing like a morning routine. So I'm still new at it. I'm still figuring it out. But for the most part, I wake up, my alarm, so I'm really bad with the snooze, guys. So I have 2 alarms. My watch does like a vibrating alarm thing. So I have that set for 5 minutes before my actual alarm so that I can like pre-wake up before my alarm. And so that's been working. So that goes off at like 5:55, and then my actual alarm goes off at 6 so that I can like be out of bed and up by 6. And then I'll usually get into my workout clothes and things, and as I'm doing that, I haven't like gotten very good at affirmations yet. I need to like really like figure out how to write them, I guess. So I kind of think of a few as I'm doing that, like Bryn said, just as I'm getting dressed and getting ready in the morning. Think of those affirmations that I have. And then Jessica gave me some samples of Energize, and I am going to purchase that because that is wonderful stuff. And so all last week I was able to drink that all week, and like similar to Bryn, I would drink that, and then I would kind of actually no, I do that after, just kidding. So I drink my Energize, and then I go downstairs and I hurry and do my workout because I want to get that in before my kids wake up. And I'm not waking up super early yet, so they wake up before I get everything in. So after I do my Energize, I go right downstairs, do my workout. Then after my workout, I come upstairs, I sit on the couch, and that's when I sit down and I do my like my scripture study and my silence prayer, all that kind of stuff. And then my kids are usually waking up by then. So I get changed, and then we sit down and we do school. And my son has to do journaling in school. So I help him. He just has to write like 2 to 3 sentences. So I actually write his sentences and then he copies underneath. And while he is copying what I have written for him to write, I'm writing in my journal and doing my, what's it called? The 10 things I'm grateful for. And that's basically it for my morning routine. I just have 2 journals, similar to Laura. I have this one that I do my gratitudes in, and this one that I've had since I was like 10. And because I think I got a journal for my birthday like every year. But no, as they fall. And then I write in those. And then I kind of just do for the evening, I don't really have like a set routine, but usually like after I get the kids in bed, that's when I kind of sit down. I'll check in and follow up with like anybody that was interested in challenge groups, things like that. If I haven't added anybody on Facebook or anything yet, that's kind of when I sit down and try to focus more on my social media stuff so that I'm not like Because if I do it in the day, I get distracted and then I'm scrolling and then I'm like, oh yes, I have children. So I try to do that at night when they're asleep so that I know that I have that time where I'm like, okay, I'm going to be going to bed, so got to hurry and get this done. So that's usually all I do right now.
I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is fabulous. Yeah, and Shalisa failed to mention that she is pregnant with her 4th child right now. Okay, so she's still implementing this, learning it, ready, set, going it when she's pregnant with her 4th child. Okay, so that anybody can do this, right? And that is like one of my favorite things. When I encourage people to read The Miracle Morning, I have not met a single person besides myself who read it and wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is like life changing, right? And I haven't met a single person who read it and implemented it, myself included, that wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is life changing, right? And so if you do take my advice to listen to it or read it, then you need to next read The Miracle Equation. It's by the same author. And he talks about like, okay, I feel like this is like the missing link in The Miracle Morning. And so you plug this in and you also do the miracle equation, and then you've got just like all the tools that you need to create the life that you have always wanted. And like, coach or not, Miracle Morning will bless your life. Okay. And I wish I had done it earlier. That's all I got to say about that. So hopefully this was helpful. There are so many resources out there for Miracle Morning stuff. If you just even research like the hashtag Miracle Morning, or TMM or the Miracle Morning or whatever, all those different hashtags on Instagram, you'll find like so many people talking about it. There's a Miracle Morning community on Facebook if you want some accountability with it. Or you can have the accountability in our accountability group. I know Shalisa has talked in our accountability group, like, oh my gosh, I just started the Miracle Morning. Today was day 1. I'm so proud of myself. Like, that is exactly what our community is for. So love, love, love it. And hopefully that was helpful. If you are on the recording, love you. See you next week. If you're on live, stay on live and we'll chat for a little bit. Bye.